I miss you guys. Hey everyone, it's the Lady Laughs a Lot. And if you're new to my channel, this probably isn't going to make any sense. But I take my love of creativity and art journaling and use it to get through life, to laugh at life, laugh a lot. And we're in the middle of a rough go of things here with my husband's illness. So my husband is a U.S. Marine veteran, and he's always had a chronic illness, but now they're using terms like terminal and palliative care and hospice. So yeah, it's just that I miss being here with you guys and being on YouTube and having some of my own time. So I'm here. It's Gratitude Sunday, and I was flipping through my photos to see what I could be grateful for this week, because we try to make the best of things. Scary conversations and struggles aside. I feel like you got to focus on compassion and love and the moments that you do have while creating a space and acknowledging the real shitty parts. So, I don't know. I was just here, just going through my photographs, and I thought he is actually in a comfortable place right now, sound asleep. That's a blessing. So I just thought I would come here and breathe some fresh air with you. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to stick around. Part of me is doing this because I gave myself the permission to record and not necessarily publish or post. But I probably will, because I think it's important when we share our stories, because people going through the same things maybe can find some validation in seeing other people's experiences. So anyhow, here I am. I'm going to pretend like you guys aren't there for a little bit and just be in my space. I have to move you so I can print out my Gratitude Sunday pictures. There we go. Oh, deep breath, guys. Deep breath. Oh, isn't this fun? So with everything that's been going on, oh my Lord. Oh God. I'm so out of it. I forgot to hit record on this camera, so I was out of focus that whole time. That's all right. So with the amount of attention needed and the emotional attention needed, I'm back to spending a lot of time in my everyday carry. Just to remember different moments, because time becomes a blur. I am doing a lot of illustrations and doodles. All right. Yeah, so I find my oxygen through the Everyday Carry Journal. with situations with terminal illness, at least for me, I feel like I want to spend as much time as I can with him. So in this little separated space is not something my heart has been wanting to do. My printer is doing what it needs to do to establish the new ink cartridge, so I hope you can hear me over that. So sitting next to him with my everyday carry and doodling, or just being on my phone, going through Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. At least I can be right there next to him. My printer's shaking the camera. I am out of sorts. I am so... So since I've been scrolling Pinterest, I find a lot of value in Pinterest because I like seeking the validation through quotes. So I found a few quotes that I really enjoyed. Like this one here: you can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. I'm finding it important just to be in the experience of this all. Yeah, I don't know if I have the bandwidth to share enough background story or philosophy to explain how, yeah, could I cry at the drop of a hat? Certainly. But I don't want to miss out on the time we have and the experience of it all. I think it's because I have a healthy understanding of death and belief system about the afterlife, that I know this is just going to be a transition and it's just going to be an experience, and all I can really offer to him is my company. Like, I make sure he knows I'm going to be there every step of the way. You know, I have no idea. I can only imagine. I can only go through my own thoughts in my head of what he's going through. I mean, I remember a death and dying course in high school where you consider I'm losing one person, my husband, but my husband's going through an experience where he's losing everybody he knows. Is that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross on Death and Dying? Are my brain cells triggering that memory? Is that accurate? But it's so difficult to be living a life. Look, I've been caregiver for him. We're working on our 12th year. And from the initial diagnosis, when you're told you have a chronic type of cancer that you can live with long term, but it's still that cancer word. So the death conversation, it's like we've been having a death conversation for 12 years. And there's always been dramatic traumas along the way where we think this is it. So the two of us have been experiencing this death conversation, but it's so difficult in my perspective to live in that place, especially with my creative mind and always looking for possibilities and moving forward, to always think about the Grim Reaper. I was in a conversation with somebody. It was a text conversation, but they kind of left a dangling sentence, and I was like, oh, my brain immediately went to the conversation of death where like they were talking about cleaning the house. So there's like a whole mindset. Where's my Monty Python fans? It's a Mr. Grimm. He's here about the reaping. Yeah. I don't want to apologize, but I think the only people really watching this are the people who are emotionally invested in my channel already or who actually know me personally, because this is not something you want to get onto YouTube and listen to, I don't think. Normally, my channel, I think, is a little bit more uplifting and focused on art and creativity. But right now, I'm using you guys as a support system to be able to kind of just be here in my space for a little bit. And as I call it, it's my oxygen. So I appreciate all of you who are here just listening to me ramble. Eventually, there will be a comeback. But who wants to think about that now? I almost, not disrespectful, but again, the survivor is allowed to look forward. But in these moments, I want to be in that space of respect for my time with him. And when I first stepped away and sent that post out about needing to temporarily step away, there were a few nights where I thought this was going to be it. So there was a sense of sitting vigil, just being there so that I could be there for him. So, God, guys. My God. Let me share some stories from my Gratitude Sunday. You're probably, like, I really have no intention of actually sharing the creative manipulation of the pages, but I don't mind sitting here and sharing some stories with you. I'm really grateful for his one physical therapist, Gwen. She's a smart cookie. Boy, she really knows her stuff. But his mobility got better, and we were discussing being able to get him into the car to get him up to the VA. And, she said, because with the height of stepping into the van, talked about almost like, in step classes, the steps that they use to do the exercises, to consider something like that, just maybe 2 inches, maybe 4 inches, just that little extra something to help step up into the van. And she really gets us here, the whole homesteading lifestyle that we have here. She said, you probably don't have to buy anything. You probably have scrap wood laying around. Make yourself a step. And do you know, with my love of watching that homestead rescue program with the Rainies, I actually took it to heart what she said, because if I'm sitting here talking with you guys about wanting to, like, repurpose an old chicken coop into a greenhouse, I'm thinking a step. Yes, if I just build a simple step, I would kind of prove to myself that I am up to the task, willing and able to do this. And part of me had that thought again, because I enjoy doing this and having this little YouTube channel. My thought was like, oh, set up like the camera in the corner while you record, but it's just not there, because the heart doesn't have space for that. Watching Homestead Rescue, the Rainey family at one point lost one of their cabins. Their first home that they built on their homestead went up in flames. And he had the presence of mind to record himself going through this tragedy. And part of the time I was watching him go through this tragedy, I was like, put the phone down and deal with your fire. I feel like there's a time you need to set the recorder down and be in your moment in life. And so when I was building this step, that part of me that gets what he was doing when he picked up the phone and was recording what he was experiencing, that part triggered in there. But there was a part of my soul that said, no, I'm sorry, this time is for me. Everything's okay. It's just in moments like that where I feel like if he's opening his eyes and looking around, I want him to be able to see me. But it's all okay. So, anyhow, I did not record myself making this step, but I did in brief moments. Like I had a brief moment where I was able to step out in our garage and look at our scrap wood and kind of pull out pieces. And then another day, like the next day, I had time where the one piece I picked out didn't even have to be cut. That's why I chose it. The top piece that you would step on. And then the 3 pieces that I put underneath were 3 cuts. That's all I had to make. Used the chop saw, 3 cuts, and made this step. And it was so helpful to do, and I'm so grateful for that moment because it made all the difference in the world. Not only for him to be able to step up in the van, it became a non-issue, but the validation I needed to know that I was willing and capable to step up and to make this thing. My husband, God bless him, is in the mindset of wanting to be able to do all those things for me. So during our marriage, there wasn't a lot of encouragement in doing these things myself or making sure I knew how to do them myself. But I grew up, my father was a woodworker, and my father was very encouraging. And so I learned a lot as a child growing up. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but like at 8 years old, if my father said, hand me the pliers or the wrench, like I knew what I was handing him. I knew what he was asking for. So I'm very grateful to Gwen, who suggested it and put the little thought in there, and I'm grateful to myself for stepping up to the project and creating it, and I am grateful that it was helpful and actually worked, and it was light enough that after he stepped up into the van, it went in the back of the van next to the wheelchair, so that when we got to the VA, he didn't need it to get out of the van, but when it was time to get back in, it's a blessing. It's just really, it's been a blessing. We always like to focus on cat videos, right? I bought one of these expensive toys for the cat that spins by itself and runs all over the house. It's been, if you have a cat, it shows up in your Instagram feed constantly. That's how I wound up getting it. I have to check. I'll be back. So anyway, I bought this toy for the cat, and she didn't like it. It freaked her out, this thing, because she's an older cat. But it came with like one of these fuzzy worm kind of things that you use on the end of a string that she loves. So I've been capturing different moments when I'm not around where she's like playing with this thing by herself, and it's just been delightful to see her enjoying these things, and it gives me moments to play with her, and you can tell she knows there's stuff going on because she'll get on my lap and she's a little freaked out about some of his coughing. So she lays on my lap, but she's looking over at him. Here's another quote that I saved because our fellow Marine that we know, and Diane, my girlfriend, so we're both Marine spouses dealing with the same kind of medical issues. And it's very easy for both of us to want to, it's easy as human beings for us to put ourselves down. So I really wanted to share this one with her. My dear, you are beautiful, smart, talented, cherished, important, special, worthy, and loved. Don't allow your own thoughts to tell you otherwise. This is why I love Pinterest, because as soon as you start saving quotes like this, they just keep filling your feed with more positive, uplifting quotes. And it's very helpful. It's very helpful for me to see them. This quote here, I think, is very gives you an accurate picture of how I'm able to go through to kind of talk to you about just being in the experience, being open to the experience of whatever this is going to look like. Not trying to control anything, but just being present in the situation. And I saw this quote, and I think this rang true. Faith doesn't always take you out of the problem. Faith takes you through the problem. Faith doesn't always take away the pain. Faith gives you the ability to handle the pain. Faith doesn't always take you out of the storm. Faith calms you in the midst of the storm. And I will never get political or religious on this channel, so I don't care what your religion is, but it's that faith in whatever higher power you believe in, and to be in that experience. Like I have a knowing. Like I fell into a trance one time and got a peek of what love and purity feels like. So I have this faith and a knowing that there's a power greater than us, and you know what? Most times if I just let go and be open to answers and they come, I usually have a better experience of life than if I'm trying to control things. So I really believe that it's my faith. It's my faith in that higher power, in that state of peace and wellness, that's carrying me through. And who's to knock it if it's actually helpful for someone? Right? We may not share the same beliefs, but if you can see that it's being helpful for someone to remain level-headed and mentally well, then who are you to knock it, right? Whatever works for that person is what's right for them. Oh, and I've been trying to keep up with my healthy cooking. Like I made this fabulous, like spicy ginger soup. I did have a moment's break where I actually got to go grocery shopping, and I love baby bok choy. And I brought the baby bok choy and then saw in my new cookbook this recipe with the spicy ginger. And it turned out so good. So good. So, I find my joy in the art room, being creative in the art room, not so much in the kitchen. And I'm lazy in the kitchen. If you can just roast a vegetable, like throw it in the oven and walk away, come back and it's done, that's what I'm talking about. And a couple of these recipes have been real easy and have made enough that it's sustained me for a few days. The other one was supposed to be a pesto, with sweet basil. I didn't have any sweet basil on hand, but I love marinated artichoke hearts. So I created a marinated artichoke heart pesto and kind of altered this recipe and combined it with cherry tomatoes and cannellini beans and roasted carrots. They were supposed to be like carrot noodles, like, I guess you like noodle the raw carrot and then like blanch the noodles in the water to create this pesto noodly kind of. I had baby carrots. I wasn't going to take time to noodleize them, so I roasted them, seasoned them with a little oil, threw them on a baking sheet, roasted them, and while it was roasting, I made the artichoke pesto. And then after they came out and cooled a little bit, threw them in a plate, covered them with the pesto, added the cherry tomatoes, and that was really good. That was another 3 days. I think it's so easy for us to feel like it is so wrong for us to find happiness or laughter in moments like this. Like, I just want to cry. But I think it's wrong for us to feel like we should suffer because they're suffering. What I believe most importantly is being authentic. You need to be authentic. And I think I'm just a rare creature that has such a belief in the afterlife. Like, I'm a fan of Tyler Henry, Tyler Henry, Abraham Hicks. Like, there's a whole world in the unseen that I feel so connected to, that I don't want people to confuse my laughter or the always seeking the joy as being cold and heartless. It certainly isn't. I think in order for you to be present for someone, it's just so important for you to be more centered and hold the joy, if it's authentic for you, to create a space that's safe for them. With that said, creating a space to know that it's okay to cry too. It's okay to be in the anger and anguish of it if that's what you're experiencing. So this is why I stepped away, because a lot of that is emotional. A lot of that takes a lot of strength. And yeah, it's good to step away, take a deep breath, and know that that's where my heart is right now. I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm oversharing. I'm not trying to prove a point. Again, this is my experience. I'm not looking for validation about what I'm experiencing, because nobody gets to do that. This is my truth. This is my experience. This is my safe space. And I just wanted to share it. I just wanted to be here, check in, let you know what was going on, and to provide maybe strength and validation for you if you're going through similar things. So what is authentic for me right now is, now that I feel like I've been able to check in with you and to share this, I'm going to go and take my Gratitude Sunday stuff and go sit at my little TV table out there with him and just casually, in my own time, sit and do what I do so I can be in that space with him. Yeah, because that's what brings me peace and joy I miss you guys though. I do. I miss being loud. I miss being loud and like, yes! Sharing creative stuff. Look at this. Yeah. Remember to laugh at life. Remember to cry when you need to. Remember to take deep breaths. And remember to be still when you need to. I love you guys. I need to go just be. Thank you for everyone and your support and your messages. They've made a difference. All right. I don't know when I'll be back again. I will reach out when I feel I can and I feel moved to. Oh, love you guys. Don't give up hope. Keep moving forward.